So, welcome back, everyone. Yep, that's
I've been
first
looking.
sight.
A letter.
See
Looks
what
like
this
that's
guy
it.
has to say.
Got to go.
But, so, today I, of course, am turning 26, and I want to do something special for today. And so, I want to do a top 10 Skyrim memories.
I'm gonna be a silversmith one day.
And I want to use this kind of format to really kind of, I want to use this kind of format to really kind of make the video more interesting.
I find.
So I'll be clearing up dungeons as I progress through some memories, and I do want to state that there will of course be spoilers for this video. So of course I'm not only going to be spoiling all the playthrough I previously did, but I'm also going to spoil um, plenty of other stuff about the game.
That was a close one.
So
I don't know, but this place is
I
full of them.
guess
Look, I'm getting
at
out
number
of here.
10,
Normally spiders make my
we of
skin
course
crawl, but
probably
floating spiders?
have maybe my least favorite memory, that of course being the top 10 copies of Skyrim I had. Yeah, so I actually had 10 copies of Skyrim at one point. I don't really think that's too surprising because, I mean, it's on YouTube and I've been known as a Skyrim fan. But, yeah, I figured that, I should talk about that one. So, over 2024, I've had about 10 copies of Skyrim, and you know, I thought it was fairly interesting for the most part. You might not even know how to do this. If I don't know how to do this, I'm just gonna leave this dungeon. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this dungeon. It's been like years since I've done this one, and I actually kind of forgot about that one. So the 10 copies of Skyrim. So this was just kind of a bit of a meme, to be honest. I originally, I originally only really had this game on a few consoles at that time. Those, of course, being the Xbox 360, the PS4, and of course the PS5 version. The Xbox One version I've kind of had on and off, and I figured since I was getting into other consoles like the PS3, might as well just, might as well just look up other copies of the game to get ahead of it. And it was fun. And so it eventually got to just being 10 copies and just really just kind of being, kind of just really being that for the most part. You know, I did enjoy it while it lasted, but I think that I kind of think when 6 got close to 10, it just, I don't really think it was something that I wanted to do. Got shy at it, but yeah, it just kind of felt that it was just it it just felt like it overstayed its welcome, and hence the reason why I haven't really brought that up so much. Like I found it funny, but yeah, of course it's still on the news. So of course, the next step, we of course have the 2020 to 2021 playthrough. If I literally am still getting the enemies are close by message, I'm just gonna reload. Because it always felt like whenever I'm in Markarth, there's always something close by. So this is referring to a playthrough I did all the way back in 2020 to 2021. This is before I actually started recording any videos, well, playthroughs, and this is generally like really when I started doing YouTube, and that of course, and So this was I think after the lockdowns were happening, and so I started playing Skyrim, to kind of pass the time, and that playthrough lasted for quite a while. If I recall correctly, I think I got to level 87 before that playthrough ended, and I thought that was kind of cool. Because I'm at level 87 and a half. I remember a lot of stuff happening in that playthrough. Uh, kind of learned a lot, explored plenty of areas, like even this one. Uh, Southfinch, no, it's not Southfinch, no, Skybound. Southfinch is uh, it's here somewhere. It's great water. Yeah, it is. I forgot exactly what place this was, even though I just kind of written on that on the map. And that playthrough, I had a lot of fun with this. I think it was a fairly interesting playthrough. Even if it was never on YouTube, it was one of my best memories of the game, and really certainly taught me a lot of what I needed to know about the game. And I still look back at that one and still have a lot of, I still have a lot of joy from that one, even if it was quite a while. Can't do anything here. I actually go here for the College of Winterhood quest line. Uh, once you max out Destruction. And M8, we of course have the first Skyrim video. Now, I don't know my first Skyrim video uh, by name, well, by off the top of my head. Rebuild. I actually gotta find that video real quick. And a shot of mirror. The first Skyrim video I did, I actually gotta look that up. I accidentally looked up the top ones. Yeah, it was 5 years ago actually. My top Skyrim quest and quest lines. It was uploaded December 27th, 2019. So a little earlier than I originally thought, because I actually thought I started uploading more in January at that point. So that's actually kind of cool. But yeah, so that was my first Skyrim video. It's not much, just based off the title, just 5 quests that I honestly just liked. I don't really know if I agree with the ranking anymore because I've simply because, well, I've kind of had a lot of opinions change on this game, but I had a lot of opinions change on this game, but it's still a video that I did have fun making. It came from upstairs, came from the dungeon. It's been a bit since I've done this one. Obviously, this one I've talked about already, but I actually plan to talk about this in a future video. But yeah, so going back to the first game video, this was like right as I was still really getting used to uploading, and it was pretty fun. I actually thoroughly enjoyed that one. I thought about remaking it before, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that, and I kind of don't want to remake all my older videos just because, honestly, it just doesn't really feel like it needs to happen. And yeah, if you haven't noticed already, all the enemies in this one are women. This guy, there's a guy in here, and he's a serial killer, basically. It's actually one of the saddest dungeons in the game. Maybe I'll go through dungeons, kind of like a. There's this one YouTuber. I don't know the name of Gavana. She did a Skyrim Hidden Treasures. I'm like, I don't remember what to do. something like that. You know, just talk about the lore of some dungeons. I haven't figured anything out yet. More likely, probably won't even do it. But of course, yeah, so going back to the first Skyrim videos, like, I generally had fun with these. Like, it was something new to do. So I Skyrim. It was something new to do. You know, it gave me a lot to talk about and kind of allowed me to test my knowledge. I meant to jump. I accidentally hit X. Still getting used to the Skyrim controls. Surprisingly, I'm doing pretty good. Plus, I am playing on one of the lower difficulties. We're not there. So, next up is, of course, the Ilmet by Moonlight quest review. So, I could probably have put the quest reviews on here, but the Ilmet by Moonlight quest review, this was done back in 2021, June 2021 to be exact, and this is generally one of the my most favorite videos I've done. It launched the quest reviews, and it got remade back in 2024, which is odd to really think that this was like over a year ago. And it's always been one of my favorite quests. It's been one of my favorite Daedra quests for like ever. And it's been one of my favorite quests, like as like a whole. And I generally really did have fun reviewing that one. And so it was, and it was also cool to remake it. Now you could shoot this soldier, and I think it should free them. Actually, zoom in and see if that's the soul gem. But I think that is the most depressing arrow shot I have ever seen. Unless I can turn myself invisible, which probably do have a probably didn't have something. Did that?
I know I heard something.
But yeah, you could free them, and that. I guess he. I don't know. I guess he just. I guess if he notices your presence, that will work. Okay, so that's my bad. First you can
Where'd you come from?
so race for the background for this one is this guy murdered all these women, and it's a very disturbing quest and just genuinely
I knew I heard
really
something.
sad that this even happened in the game.
Done and
But
done.
yeah, there's this done events after, which I kind of glad I never did this quest after reviewing it. Next up, we of course have completing the game. So completing Skyrim is kind of really depends on what you mean by completion. Technically, you could just complete the main story. You could complete all the DLC too. You could platinum the game. With me, I would say completing the story is just beating the main quest. As long as you beat the main quest and defeat Alden, I think that's really it for the game. Well, at least the story. Everything else is just kind of side content. And so, yeah. So, completing the game generally is fun. You know, it's definitely worth doing in my opinion. But yeah, it's definitely worth doing in my opinion. I've done it multiple times, even here on the channel. But this is referring to the first time I've done it. And as of course, this was back in 2019 actually. I completed the game, it was fairly fun. I had to fight a bunch of Draugr. Wasn't really exactly prepared because all the Draugr had like ebony weapons by that point. And it got to a point like my brother-in-law had to ask me if I needed his help, which like I definitely am thankful for that because he helped me a lot with this game and was was the reason why I even really got into this game. It's probably regretting it now because again, like this game became like an infatuation with me. But completing the game for the first time, this was actually generally really fun.
Another cave.
One of the best movies I've had of Skyrim, and it was bad. Yeah, if I could redo this again, I think I would have fun doing it. Next is of course uh, the Ebony Warrior fight on YouTube and later on Quest Review. So the Ebony Warrior is one of the strongest bosses in the game, and well, he's certainly a tough enemy. You get him to spawn at level 80, and he challenges you. He's basically done everything there is to do in the game, and it's really up to you to be able to. It's really up to you to be able to finally send him to something good, which is definitely a challenge by itself, simply because, well, again, he's one of the hardest bosses in the game. I tried beating him on, I don't know a difficulty. I think I at least tried expert. I know I at least did adept, and I had to kept lowering the difficulty because he kept killing me. And yeah, it's just generally really tough fighting. And this prison is haunted, by the way. There's a huge storm that happened, and I think the guards were forced ordered to kill the prisoners, and the prisoners wanted to revolt so they could actually doesn't know. So I'm probably wrong, like a lot of this. Yeah, so they were basically going to say that like they could either kill them or let them drown, which drowning is like awful. So yeah, I'm surprised that the prisoners revolted. And here we have is of course one of the more haunting places in Skyrim, which I like. I like a lot. It's kind of really creepy. But going back to the Ebony Warrior, so this one I did back in April, and fun. This was a fun quest, a fun video too. It was always going to be the end of the Skyrim playthrough. I wish I, I wish I did more stuff before I ended the playthrough, but it generally did feel like the playthrough was dragging on quite a bit. And doing everything in this game is just an absolute chore at times. But it was fun doing that video, and the quest review itself, I personally really enjoyed. Again, it was planned to do, it was planned to be the final quest review for quite a while, actually. Yeah, it like what quest would be better to end off a long-running series than reviewing a quest that most people probably never even have done? At least that was in my. And of course, next up is of course the first Ebony Warrior fight. I have to talk about this again. So this was back in my 2020 to 2021 playthrough, uh, that's when I really heard about the Ebony Warrior for the first time, and being able to fight him for the first time generally was really fun. I spent a lot of time preparing for it, and yeah, I spent a lot of time preparing for it, and I was not prepared for like the first time. Is I'm gonna go explore castle. Actually, I'm gonna go check on Dawn Garden. Well, actually, I give the generals to that goal. But yeah, so I first fought the Ebony Warrior back in 2020. Was not prepared for that fight, and it's just tough opponent. And the subsequent times, it's easy. Like
Hey,
I,
I want to talk to you.
I was able
Now.
to,
Good to see you again.
Pretty
friend.
tough. I joined
I
up.
was able to,
Small clan. Maybe
find better
Give
ways
me
of fighting
all the
him.
food I could eat.
So it just
We were
generally
ready to
was not
fit
too
in.
difficult.
Then the leader of our clan.
But the first time, like,
Now,
that stuck with me,
luckily,
genuinely
we
because,
tore
like,
each other to pieces.
him
I
and the legendary
never
dragon
knew what became of the rest of the
really
clan that
were,
survived.
like,
I
brutal
suppose
to
they moved
face.
on, just like I
And of course, next up is, of course, we have the YouTube playthrough. This is referring to the playthrough I did in March and April. I liked doing that. Sure, it was a bit short, but at the same time, it was also pretty fun. Yeah, I had a lot of
It's one I haven't seen so much celebrate.
I had a lot of fun doing these videos.
Glory after all the damage that
Oh, and you have something with Delvin and Vex. I forgot what her name was.
Still have quite a good bit of jobs available, if you're looking for some.
But of course, so that playthrough was pretty fun. It definitely felt short, but this was like 41 episodes. And for the most part, it was like 40 plus hours. And technically, recording wise, probably like 45, because I had to get crashed a few times. And, yeah. So I would lose some recording time, and that generally kind of got to be a bit of a hassle. I also just want to see how long I've been recording for, because I don't want to be like at the final pick and be like, oh yeah, I have to stop recording because it hit the 1 hour mark. I have no reason to be in Fort Dawnguard, just really like Fort Dawnguard. I guess this would be an honorable mention because of how much time I put into Dawnguard. So yeah, quick honorable mention. That of course, hunting vampires from Dawnguard. This was generally really fun. And I guess we'll do that real quick. There's volunteers. I need gunpowder. I guess it's not up yet. He's like me, he kind of sleeps late.
Hope you're getting
There
along
he
with
is.
Ethan.
Cozy little place.
Guess I'm getting
I've
used
discovered destroying the head vampire is usually. You know as much as I do. I can't teach you anything new.
I should probably should sell some
This is
stuff I
fine for
picked
now.
up.
This is everything I've got right now.
Yeah, how about the Ebony Warrior stuff? I have no idea how I even got that. And I'll like Daedra Connor. You're sure like picked up? Okay. Yeah, so hunting down the vampires for the Dawnguard was generally really fun. There's a lot of places I'd be sent to,
Bravely, friend.
people to save, vampires to kill. It was generally really fun, and honestly, it really makes me enjoy the Dawnguard a lot. I also would probably say the Dragon Priest masks are also pretty fun too, because, well, I'd say the vampire, no, the Dragon Priest masks were also very fun too. Yeah, there's just, I haven't really seen much people talk about them. So yeah, going back to our playthrough, this was pretty fun. You know, this is pretty simple. You know, just playing the game. You know, just like I'd usually do, but do some quests I normally won't do. And, I had fun. There's a bunch of scores to pick up, and I might even show the skull collection in this video. It's been a while.
Who's there?
You're mine.
I don't even know what shot I even had equipped. I have a lot of shouts. Okay, I hate frost magic. Okay. I forgot about that. And there's a enchantment table in that book I read. And a human heart. Much cleaner than Wendy's. Yeah, so going back to the first playthrough, that was generally actually pretty fun. I enjoyed doing that playthrough, even if it felt bare bones at times. Yeah, it was still something new to do because this was really the first time I've kind of did a playthrough on YouTube. Like, I'd upload occasional game clips, but nothing like that. And so it generally really did feel like it helped me improve my content, and it was a great fun memory. I look forward to
It'll be good to get out
doing
of the sun for a while.
more stuff like this, even if I don't exactly do playthroughs after some other time. Then, of course, next up is, of course, the first achievement hunt. Now, technically, I also want to add the first platinum to this list too. So I achievement hunted this game back in 2020. I got all 75 achievements in the 360 version, and it was fun. It was memorable, but it was also torture. It was torture because the Dawn
Cozy little place,
because the
isn't it?
ends up bugging
Hurry,
out
we cannot afford
the
vampires.
Daybreak Influence achievement,
This is fine for
and
now. This is everything I've got
so
for now.
it's because of that I couldn't get one of the achievements, and so I had uninstalled the Donga DLC, and I didn't notice until like the fifth time I made a new profile because I wanted to do this all in one profile. That was the challenge, and
Take care
it
of it.
wasn't until like I don't even know how I found this out, but I found out, uninstalled it from my hard drive, and got the achievements. Technically, my first Skyrim Platinum was October of 2024, and I had fun with that one. It's a really interesting Platinum to get. I already technically had got it from the 360 version, but this would have been my first Skyrim Platinum, and I generally think that it.
Are you
I
feeling
generally
sick?
think it was pretty fun to do. I already learned a lot about this game by that point, so it was just pretty much let's just get the rest of the trophies, and you know, again, I still did have fun. I would actually later go on to platinum the PS5 and PS3 version, and achievement hunt the 360 version. No, the Xbox One/Series version. And of course, I'd also get the achievements on my other Xbox profile. So as of now, I've platinumed and achievement hunted this game 7 times, which kind of amazed at.
Come on
And
in.
of course,
Let me know if you
I
need
guess there
anything.
might be a few
Face it
honorable
by the fire.
I'm a
mentions
bard
if
by
I
trade.
can really think of
Perhaps you've heard of it.
anything.
The security in Whiterun is terrible.
Um,
Shame.
yeah, I guess probably complete all the guilds for the first time, because a lot of them are pretty fun. Yeah, I think a lot of them were somewhat fun, and I had a lot of fun playing a lot of these guilds. And of course, so yeah, I think that's all I can really say about that. So of course, my number one pick is of course starting Skyrim for the first time. But actually, now that I think about it, I will actually say entering Farmville for the first time. This place
I
was
trust
just
your faring.
absolutely
Farewell, friend.
beautiful.
May the glow of
Like,
Oriel shield you.
just I know it's icy and that's it. Oh, that's the first time I've ever jumped on it. But it's a beautiful place, and I think this might be the thumbnail. Maybe? Oh no, yeah.
It's so bright out here.
I wonder if I can actually survive this. Um, I need to become ethereal.
I don't know how to stand it.
Oh, that's Benwell. Yeah.
It's good to speak to you again.
Okay, that was awesome. So, I don't know where else it's gonna go. Yeah, so, okay, no, yeah, because I used Benwell that first time, so that's a definitely a name. But I think, okay, so my number one pick is, of course, playing Skyrim for the first time. It has to be this one. I thoroughly enjoyed this game. There's nothing else I could say that just wasn't, that really wasn't going to be really anything other than that. So I'd say Skyrim,
It is done.
playing this for the first time is my
Alduin
decision. And
Dilon.
that's really
The
all. So
eldest
thank you
is
for
no
watching and
more.
have a wonderful
He
night.
who came before all others and has always been. Happy you did, but I cannot celebrate his fall. Indeed, perhaps, but you have savor your triumph, Dovahkiin. This is not the last of what you will write upon the currents of time.